It's time for Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell. And it has been revealed in High Court documents that Prince Harry believed he was at greater risk of being harmed than his late mother, Princess Diana. The Duke said that he was in a position that no one was willing to put my mother in 23 years ago, and yet today, with greater risk, with the additional layers of racism and extremism, someone is comfortable taking accountability for what could happen. I would like that person's name who is willing to take accountability for this choice, please, which ironically is in no way threatening, of course. The court heard how Al-Qaeda had called for Harry to be killed after he revealed his Taliban kill count in his memoir Spare. The Duke also claimed that the decision to downgrade his security was made in private without his knowledge, before the judge pointed out that he was warned in a paper provided by the royal household back in January 2020. Paul Burrell joins me now. So, Paul, do you agree that Harry faces a greater risk than Diana because of things like racism?
Patrick, honestly, doesn't this just illustrate the fact that Harry is full of his own self-importance? He has an inflated ego, and it's egotistical of him to think that he was in a greater risk than his mother was all those years ago. I stood beside Diana for 11 years. I saw firsthand what she went through. Can I just remind you that Harry chose to leave the royal family? It was his decision. I think that it's an arrogant position to think that he is so important. He wanted to leave the royal family. He discussed the terms with his late grandmother and Prince Philip and senior members of the royal family at the Sandringham summit. All of this was discussed, and to say now that this was done without his knowledge is, quite frankly, wrong. It's once again one of Harry's truths. And why should the British taxpayer foot the bill for the security of an American celebrity visiting Britain? I think, quite frankly, the British public are sick and tired of Ginge and Whinge and wish they would stay in America, because if he stayed there, then he wouldn't have to suffer the indignity of coming to Britain. And if he didn't sue so many newspapers and outlets, maybe he'd have the money to fund his own security.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I'm just going to read a statement now from a spokesperson for Prince Harry, OK? So it said, the Duke of Sussex will appeal his judgment, which refuses his judicial review claim against the decision-making body RAVEC, which includes the Home Office, the Royal Household and the Met Police. The Duke hopes he will obtain justice from the Court of Appeal and make no further comment while the case is ongoing. Do you think he should just knock this on the head now, then, or keep appealing?
Of course he should. How many millions is he spending on lawyers defending his corner? And quite frankly, he's not a member of the royal family. He is no longer a working member of the royal family in this country. And he doesn't deserve the security which he's had for so many years of that privileged life. He had this privileged life because he was a royal prince. His mother told him the price you pay is public service. And what public service have we seen in this country?
Well, exactly. But, Paul, look, I do put it to you that, maybe there is an added layer of racism. I mean, Diana was white, OK? Meghan Markle, of course, is not. So maybe he's got a point that she's got an added threat there, do you think?
Well, once again, Patrick, can I remind you of the wedding, Harry and Meghan's wedding at Windsor Castle, and the millions of people that turned out for it? Racism was not obvious at that time. There was an outpouring of love for the both of them. If they had stayed put in the royal family, it would still be there for them. It wasn't the royal family or the British people that pressed the racist button. It was Harry and Meghan on the Oprah Winfrey Show. They pressed the button. They never reset it. And whilst Her Majesty was alive, our dear late Queen was alive, they never apologized to her for pressing that racist button. She, as head of the Commonwealth, her Commonwealth of countries, which she would say was her greatest achievement, was in fracture because of what they said. I mean, they have to have some accountability for themselves and their own actions. And it's about time that Harry lived up to that.
Well, what about the extremist side of it? I mean, he revealed his kill count in Spare, I think I'm right in saying he referred to the Taliban and jihadis as chess pieces and things like that. And again, I think I'm right in saying the Taliban did actually hit back at that. So, I suppose we talk a lot about Islamist threats on this show. Let's have it both ways in that sense. There probably are some against him.
Okay, but Patrick, we all know that Harry isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. And to discuss his kill count on a national programme, to goad the Taliban, well, as Prince Philip would say, you've made your bed, you have to lie in it. And I think, he has to be accountable to himself and his own actions. So, we have to take it on board, don't we? The fact that Harry has gone rogue and he's no longer a member of the royal family. He's turned his back on the country. He's turned his back on the people of this country. And now he's almost an American citizen.
Can I just ask you quickly as well, Paul? Sorry, I genuinely hadn't planned on asking you this, but I just thought while you're here, I mean, do you think William's all right? I mean, we had that issue the other day, didn't we, about him pulling out at the last minute for personal reasons? Do you think everything's okay?
I think he's fine. I think it was a personal, private issue that he had to deal with, and it came up at the very last minute. It's unlike a royal to actually back out from a public engagement an hour before it happened. So it must have been something which affected William closely. It may have been Kate. It may have been a problem that she had. She may have needed him there at Adelaide Cottage. Whatever the reason, William isn't backing away from his public duty. He is our future king. He's a king in waiting, and all our hopes are with him and with Kate for a speedy recovery.
Thank you.